The caption, the hypocrisy of those who call themselves Christians. And I said what? This is going to be an integrity test for Nwaikuku. This is going to be an integrity test for Nwaikuku. A core adorer, a strong supporter of Father Mbaka. And if you are a pastor anywhere in the world, and you are not Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, you mean nothing to Nwaikuku. I mean, Oge Nagwono, that to some extent, in fact, to all round everything I have come to find out, I have come to agree with that fact that Bible can never contradict itself. When it says that do not be ignorant of the devices of an enemy or the evil ones. We read it and we didn't actually know exactly what Bible was trying to point at. Now look at what has happened in recent time. Matthias and his group have decided in dividing we Christians along denominations, man of God, prophet, or spiritual director or father. That is exactly the device they have used in this recent time. And the people who are light-headed has fallen woefully to that trap. Now, I have a problem. I don't have any problem with you when you say people should not criticize or call out your pastor or your favorite prophet. However, I have problem with you when I see you calling out another pastor or another person's prophet. That is where I have problem with you. Remember, this is where it all started. This is how they all abandoned the common cause we are fighting and ran away into the air and started misbehaving simply because their favorite one, their favorite own was called out. This is the history and the origin of how it all started. Along the line, some of them lost themselves that they became tools for those who Matthias had to be pressing and using them at will, without them knowing in their own mind, they thought, no, we are defending our own Reverend Father. Do not be ignorant of the devices of an enemy or the evil one. That may be where your enemy or your oppressor may sweep you up your feet without you knowing. Because when we read tactics or strategy, you are not conversant with Webia. Before you know it, it will be too late. I will tell you why I said that what I'm going to read now will make more sense to you. And it will be an integrity test for Nwaikuku. You are a Christian, which you claim to be. You enjoy when people call out Evangelist Ebuko, the Zion ministry. You enjoy when people call out Pastor Jeremiah Omoto Fufoye. You enjoy it. You enjoy when people call out Adeboye and Oyedepo. You enjoy it because, according to you, you feel those people are not above criticism. If they do something wrong, why is it that they cannot be criticized? Fantastic. I love that belief or thinking. It is very wonderful and fantastic. I'm not disputing that. But I have a problem when the same criticism, when the same correction is being directed now to your own spiritual father. Only that time you will understand that your own spiritual father is right. The judgment should be left for God, or you should leave men of God to settle their differences, or who are you to judge him? Or do you know the caliber of the man you are directing your words to? You enjoy when other people insult a different man of God elsewhere. But you will know the weight and the enormity of what they are doing when the same energy is being directed at your spiritual father. Indeed, there is trouble in the house. So let this thing I am going to read out today be an integrity test to Nwaikuku. The reason is because I will challenge him. I will challenge him in the same manner in which he corrected Jeremiah Omotofufoye. I will want him to channel the same, to use the same energy in correcting our own lovely, most cherished, powerful Onyamuma Dike Manewewe, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka. Because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And Amarisia Pola Alobate Apokwa Yibeye, since I believe go now, this is the same shape. So they all deserve this record. Fantastic. Now, this morning, Nwaikuku wrote on his Facebook page, or this morning, 12 hours ago, he wrote, putting the picture of, I am reading from his wall. This is Jeremiah Omotofufoye. Because he refused as a Christian to also understand that Jeremiah Omotofufoye, prophet, is a pastor of a certain denomination in the Christendom. And he has millions of followers, those who follow him according to his teaching. The same way, the Catholic Church, which is another denomination in the Christendom, has their own kind of teaching and doctrine, and the Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka happens to be a priest under the umbrella of Catholic. Are you getting me? That him being a loyalist to Father Mbaka, and the way he feels when people put Father Mbaka's picture to say all manner of things in terms of correction, directing it at him, is the same way he feels when he is furious on Facebook telling people that you don't know the caliber of man you are referring to. You don't know the caliber of man you are talking to. That is the same way somebody from Jeremiah Omotofufoye's church will also feel seeing him put Pastor Jeremiah's photo and writing all manner of jargons on top of Ife Jeremiah Kulu. But then I am going to bring out where Father Mbaka said the same thing that Pastor Jeremiah said, that made him disregard the one Father Mbaka said, and he went direct to correct Jeremiah. Sometime in the past, Evangelist Bukobi made a similar statement, and some people, including him, came out to go after and confront Evangelist Bukobi. Look, let me tell you, you guys should keep encouraging coward behavior and the Kerifa among Christians. Those days are gone. I told people in the time past that the hour of grace is long gone. Today, the present day Christianity will use everything and every strength at their disposal to fight their oppressors. Gone are those days they tell you, if they slap you in this cheek, you turn the other one. And it has been a tool and a weapon. All this umeflefu they use against the church. When you react, they tell you that you are a pastor. Why should you react? Because they expected you to stand like a tree while they throw all manner of stones and garbages on you without you responding back in the best way you can. Provided you don't go against the law of the land. Provided you don't go against the law of the land. You have to stand up against oppression in the any way possible within your means, provided it does not go against the law of the land, provided it does not go against God. provided it does not go against the will of God and it does not go against the law of the land. That too is sufficient enough and okay for you to go after your oppressors, those who said you cannot drink water and keep cup. Now he wrote, if Christianity has strong regulations like Mbe Alakoba, the likes of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto would be in detention for over 5 years. Imagine you, while I am reading out this, I want you to take out the picture of Pastor Jeremiah here and put the picture of Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka here and write this same thing you are writing here. Let us see the reaction of Nwaikuku. I'll continue. If Christianity has strong regulations like Islam, the likes of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto will be in detention for over 5 years. These people turning their church members to cultists, empowering them to fight on their behalf, none of them has ever spoken about the bad government we have because they know that they don't have the capacity. Telling your member to fight anyone who talks negative about you is laughable. How many times have you fought the government for impoverishing your followers? It's high time we stop this madness. And I agree with Nwaikuku because indeed it's high time we stop this nonsense and madness. Because Jeremiah instructed his followers. Of course, when he reads something like this, he need to Jeremiah and Wando to you stand up against these people on social media. Follow them on social media. Stand up and defend your faith. That is the message here. Stand up and defend your faith. For you can no longer leave these people freedom to continue speaking without anybody responding to them. That is basically the message of Jeremiah here. Now, Nwaikuku responded in this form. I will read it again. If Christianity has strong regulations like the likes of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto would be in detention for over 5 years. These people turning their church members to cultists, remember him also is behaving like a cultist around Father Mbaka. You dare not mention Father Mbaka's name without him wearing the garment of a cultist to come after you in full force, running live broadcasts, writing things, and even okay. These people turning their church members to cultists, empowering them to fight on their behalf, none of them has ever spoken about the bad government we have because they know that they don't have the capacity. Telling your member to fight anyone who talks negative about you is laughable. How many times have you fought the government for impoverishing your followers? It's high time we stopped this madness, which I agree. Now, whose voice is this? Whose voice is this? Listen. Listen attentively. Pay attention. Listen. Listen again. Pay attention again. Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka said, "Unu ye bido piamande ta na social media. Otu ona hard work uta una do 1,000 piara heye ekwensu bia no wa." Now tell me, between what Jeremiah said about his members standing up against those people who come after him or who calls the church out, and what Father Mbaka did here by instructing his members to rise up against people who talk down on him and the church, what is the difference? Except if he is going to tell me that the likes of Jeremiah Okulu, na Father Mbaka so na the likes of Jeremiah Okulu. I can't imagine me Ezugo writing this kind of write-up, putting the picture and the image of Father Mbaka in this particular thing. Look, let me tell you, those people who say that I keep mentioning the name of Father, I am a Christian, I am an Anglican. Father Mbaka is a leader in the Christianity. Me calling his name should not be much of a bother to you. Rather, Matthias calling his name and the head calling his name should be a concern to you. Yes, at least I have not said no Wunyam. I have not said no Wunyam. Rather, I'm only using him as an example, and I am only using him because Nwaikuku cannot breathe if he hears you mention Father Mbaka's name in another way. Are you not fighting for him? I am asking you. Why can't you allow him to fight for himself? Why can't you allow Father Mbaka to respond to all the critics, all those people who are criticizing him by himself? Why have you decided to stand on the gap between people who talk to him and how he responds to them? Have you seen why I said that the highest distraction thrown to the church in recent time was thrown by the members of Omen and Abuzo and the people who chested it more are the likes of Nwaikuku and them go to here. If you feel that your pastor, your bishop, your spiritual father is more holier than every other person, they should not be criticized, they should not be talked to. I agree with you because I'm only for that church. Salvation or no testimony you receive from that church, and they believe it or not. No matter what I try to say to you, you can never, because you have already seen salvation through that church. You have already seen redemption through that church. So who am I to come and drag you out? Oh no, Pastor Umetalo, he should be able to carry it and answer on his head. Or say personal. Yes. Zion because now for that anointing and evangelist Ebukobi. And God can use him. That God may use it does not mean that in the last day, that evangelist Ebukobi will not answer for his sins. I cannot answer for him. I can only answer for my own. So, na mo follow na choncha. Owo na ncha na show we soap. We gagido ni mafia afọ me soap wa. We put na plaza. Or shifudu. For example, I'm giving an example. Owo puta na plaza or shifudu. Lolo ye. I'm na shifudu and the mother na accuse no wo gwego. We ba ni that plaza. We je na a shop. Don't need that plaza. We je go in cha. I don't see what concerns me with the life of Shifudu. Shifudu has built that site, that mall in a perfect site. And I have seen that particular item on my shop in that plaza. You want to go? You want to go? As you go, I am aware. As you go, I am aware you are financially well to do, but nobody is above gift. On this basis, I have 20,000 for your data this morning. Send me your account for immediate bank alert. Charles, one name. Thank you very much. Dalo one name. Oh, Dalo. Oh my God, oh my God, okay, ma'am. Send the regular my own and end their live broadcast, my brother. Thank you very much. Let I go. So let us be realistic here. Owo na Shifudu lolo mall na a site, no lolo plaza na a site. Somebody therefore will have advantage of that site. Where oyafia. Owo na that item nchochalo. Na even from me go tell na that plaza Shifudu. What has me coming into Shifudu's plaza in a shop of a man selling his business to come and buy something with the life of Shifudu? Shifudu play into the hands of government tomorrow. He is going to answer or play into now the last day, no more something to answer from God. He will go and answer by himself. I will not answer for him. Nevertheless, you cannot stop me from telling you the good side of Shifudu's Plaza. You cannot stop me from telling you that na ni for all shokoro na plaza ni ye jemeta ni plaza na ni even cholo sinsi e wata go ni even cholo sinsi na mafu anywhere no ni me plaza aka mfure. You cannot use the life of Shifudu to discredit the good side of his plaza. You cannot use the personality of Shifudu, even anything he perceives about him, to discredit the availability of every item in that plaza. These are two different things. So let us take it down to Ifaneku. Evangelist Kobe is a prophet of God, being chosen by God, whether you like it or not, or except you prove to me that he is not being called by God. Reverend Father H.K. Mbaka also, he's a spiritual father. And whether you like it or not, God called him, except if you are going to prove to me that God did not call him, which of course you cannot prove to me. So, that me being a Zionite or you being an adorer, for good work, God do G, Father Mbaka or Evangelist Kobe Wenalo, you will get back and you look where back, you receive your own, you look where back, you wait your own testimony, you will decide, yeah, me, yeah, because they for salvation there. There is nothing concerning the two lifestyle of the men of God that is your business, because at the end of the race, judgment is personal, even in this world. Maka Bible says, even in this world, meje zuohi oyiwabia iyeje zuohi oyiwabia nzuohi azama zizohi nzu izuohi ezazohi nzu. But if you feel that your man of God is special and you respect his anointing so much that you don't want anybody to talk bad or ill against him, I wonder why you will derive pleasure in discussing about other men of God. So me, Kuku, I have seen the article he did about Jeremiah and how he deserves to be in prison. But what I don't understand is why you always frown at people who talk about Father Mbaka. And I am asking you, are you not aware that Jeremiah has millions of followers like you? And if they stand up tomorrow to contest what you have written, you will tell them, Naha cultist. What of you who stand up at every write-up against Father Mbaka? Are you a cultist? I am asking you. Or are you an ordained cultist? Yeah? And I'm a juju. Sometimes I don't understand how you guys behave in this social media. I told you, you became a victim of Matthias Mandoto the day you derive pleasure in joining other people to call out Evangelist Kobe. Simply because, personally for me, I corrected an error which Father Mbaka could have corrected at the onset to end this. But he refused, blatantly. He refused. He refused for reasons best known to him. I said, when you made that Oku equal on Facebook, directing it to of Charafancha, saying everything similar to what people are saying about Evangelist Kobe. If truly that according to contrary to even the Maduleku, Nagona Yemo Bohokwanta, which we don't even care to know because of the program. But coming out to come and express it now to let people or they know that there is actually something happening is where you started making that mistake. And as a leader, as a spiritual father, as a servant of God, when you saw that people are misinterpreting what you said, if truly you know that what you said, you did not direct it to Zion, I expected you to take the bold step. Maintaining peace should be your priority among Christians. I expected you to take a bold step by coming out to put a disclaimer, clarify more on that topic E33, to tell people that you are not directing it to any church. And when you do that, don't be malicious about it. But the more you come out to talk on that issue, the more you create more mountains for people to unravel. Now you have proven clearly to us that God Evangelist Kobe were an outstanding, which we were not in a no until that day the preaching started from Adoration Ground. Look, because I am not entertaining anybody in particular. Now you see how they do their own judgment. He quickly ran out, Nwaikuku, to go and call out. That's why I told you. Every single thing. When people are saying that Evangelist Kobe may marry, let us assume that message Father Mbaka will that day not directed to Evangelist Kobe, because he has not shown anything to show that he did not direct it to Evangelist Kobe. Rather, he kept on building more mountains. Yes, the other day he talked about Oblokon Sago Kuketa. Just say that you are chosen or you are qualified. Just to clear this further, we could not do the ministry. Why we know the one or the popular on Facebook? I don't know about the brother I don't know about the brother we know of a story. Yeah? Mputaketa asengo ohawe putakwaketa ide wuru mmadu tiwe na holu ka onye ahụ nweba. Mana don't worry, ime ye obere nwa ya ọgbapụ ya afọ asizie m na mamụhụ na ihe ama na nna refer to dibia ezani na ezago ejezi ijum asim ọ na onwe onye tiri mmadụ na holu n'Imo State songo monya. It will take you to openly explain to people that no belonging nke ezani gbana ayi more of nke Imo State ayi we malokwa. Epotakwa the other day. Kedu nke okwukwa the other day? Kedu nke okwu the other day? Somebody remind me. Kedu nke okwu the other day, which I will remember. You see, you kept on coming, and when people unravel the puzzle that you have said for them, it will become a problem for them mother and your members. So, Nwaikuku, the same thing Jeremiah your own spiritual father said the same thing. For the people who are joining us now, let me go again and read the article written by Nwaikuku. He said, putting boldly the picture of Prophet Jeremiah. Putting boldly the picture of Prophet Jeremiah. He wrote, if Christianity has strong regulations like the likes of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto would be in detention for over 5 years. These people turning their church members to cultists, empowering them to fight on their behalf, which is what he always do. None of them has ever spoke. Thank you very much, Shinasa. Thank you very much. People are paying attention and people are following. Share this video, click on like and love. We know how to maintain peace, but you don't want peace to reign simply because you want your opinion, you want people to see your opinion as the superior one. He came out again the other day and start talking about how people claim that they are virgin or how they brag that they are virgins. What is so special in being virgin? Now, when you try to talk about it again, they will refer you to one Father Wike, not virgin. You see, all these are side talk aimed at directing it at someone. Now, if that person cannot respond to you, there are his followers who are by the side and corner waiting to respond to you. You should expect anything that comes from it. This is a whole lot of people standing in the gap. Who among them can you regulate? Eh? Can you regulate even your members? Can you regulate even your members? You cannot regulate them. You said 99.99 prophecies in Nigeria is fake. So, which one is real? The only less than 1% that is real is the one that comes from your adoration ground. I hail you people. I hail you people. Indeed, there is battle from within. Share this video. I know as balanced as I am making this broadcast, some people will still misunderstand what I am saying. But I don't care. I don't care because all on now about very simple. In every of the broadcasting concerning Njaka and everybody, both in the concerning the church and everywhere. If you don't see an avenue and the only way of peace, you are a problem. You may not like it, but that is the only way peace can be achieved. But you may not like it, but that is the only way peace can be achieved. After this broadcast, the next broadcast I want to make is concerning our sister, Ogeshoke Njaka. Hence, on Adondo, Madebu. That's not my home. Yamana Manebu. Otago. Then Yamalan Naman on Namomrum. Akamashala waste the time. Who has seen the Zukwa Hosbo, who sees Zukwa Hosbo. He will not even waste time. On Atoroga, Garega Zuku, or it will marry a good marry all the contented within 12. Since you were with that, even when I do only Bible 6 on a university. And I go for the reduce. He was still contented then without even or Waketa. Also, channel only for as a 7 or Pia, so just the last one I graduated. The other or when we keta Koya for reason or you Juba. My dad had the waste time. Ebahani Pifa Koyano. Ezio also ya wona convoy park in Sieba na St. Mary's o ya gbara ife ahụ chọrọ ịgba ịghọtana maka na ikpe mara eziokwu aghụghọ na ikpe mara eziokwu aghụghọ na and okwu ha na-asụ anya ọkwọrọ mmadụ na-ekwu okwu ha na-asụ anya ọkwọnụ mmadụ ya ekwu ye Wilfred Franklin inbox one or text me on WhatsApp. What I go? He wrote, putting the picture boldly of Jeremiah without minding how his members, because the fight now for Nwaikuku and the rest of them is against the church and not against those people who Anamadunda Keluduki Hapwana Jezomute always zotute Iyato yebim ihapolana zowute always zotute iyabiato ebim. The Christianity upon which your faith is built is being threatened and shaken by Matthias and his group. Ehap godufa jena achu Jeremiah gona ekuno fuebe owo before a church Jeremiah nechigata owo na Matthias he end go up, uprooting that foundation of which your faith is built. Where will Father Mbaka stand to practice his calling and ministry? I repeat, since you have chosen to disregard and turn your face against the people who are threatening the very ground and foundation in which your Christian faith is standing on, a gather after Jeremiah, go there, none at the same faith. If you end up fighting Jeremiah and Father and the Mbaka and the evangelist Ebukobi, and at the end of the day, if I shall go, these three people, Ishiyata back. That very foundation we are talking about, which is Christianity. Now, Matthias Nando to here and they go up in this man to here, level warrior. Where will that your favorite pastor stand to practice his calling? It is a very intelligent question. And one of the things what makes you intelligent is your ability to answer questions. Your ability to answer questions is what makes you an intelligent somebody. So why you are trying to answer this question? So that you will know the level of the seed. Matthias Nando to a plant as a Christian, and you are operating on it with pride. They started all these jargons about evangelism because now I believe in that ministry and the overrain go only hamel expect or you will proceed. They all rise up, they rose up against him. Now, a message came from the altar. A message of support and solidarity came from the altar to support them for what they are doing. I expected a man of God to counter that message and channel it to all Christians. He refused to do that. Rather, he kept on making it more clear where his message is being directed to. And you who are his followers, into the idea. And you now decided to align with Matthias and his people. In case if you think that is not what you are doing, you aligned with them against the church. You ignored entirely those people who are fighting the foundation of Christianity. He wrote, putting clearly the picture of Jeremiah, disregarding the millions of people who are following him and how they will feel. If Christianity now what picture Pastor Jeremiah here? TNK Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka here. Oya uzi Nwaikuku derie, nya wuri iju wa omonwa derie. Imagine what will be the reaction of Nwaikuku. Is he even going to be reasonable enough to go through the content of what you have written? And he said, if Christianity has strong regulations like the likes of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto will be in detention for over 5 years. These people turning their church members to cultists, empowering them to fight on their behalf. None of them has ever spoken about the hard government we have because they know that they don't have the capacity. Who has the capacity to say that? Can wake the capacity to say that, if I may ask him? Telling your member to fight anyone. I am more particular about the first one and this last one. The first one where he talked about regulation and 5 years imprisonment for empowering their members to fight on their behalf. And this part where he said, telling your members to fight anyone who talks negative about you is laughable. How many times have you fought the government for impoverishing your followers? It's high time we stopped this madness. I agree. But then, I want you to take a good look at this. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Unu ye bido piabande yeta na social media. Otu ona habiakwara ona abo 1000 piawa heye eziokwu bia n'ụwa. Let us be honest. Let us be honest. Truth is truth. It doesn't matter who is involved. I am not trying to say that if you put Maka Jeremiah, maybe you are not wrong. Let us agree that you are right. But the question, however, is, or you are right now that you have heard the voice of your favorite prophet and spiritual father taking the same stand with Pastor Jeremiah? Or are you going to change the hand of judgment now? Your sense of judgment is he going to disappear now because now your favorite pastor Abatagokwe? Does he deserve 5 years or more than 5 years imprisonment if Christianity is well regulated in Nigeria? Is this still madness that we need to stop, like you said? I am asking you. Let us reason alike. And that is why, in the case of Ogechi, When I ask relevant questions, you will not answer because you are probably operating under emotion and sentiment. Why are you being sentimental in your judgment? Tomorrow, your sister or your brother may find their way in the position of Ogechi. Some people will ask me, what if, you see, Obojoy is, I get more voice note where he is saying such to his followers. You see, and we know, but when we see it, we will look aside because the battle currently is not with Mbaka. It is with Matthias and his kingdom that has risen up in these last days. How some of you look away from the obvious and you go and start putting your hand anywhere. It's very laughable. It is very laughable. How you are able to stand up and defend your own pastor anywhere, anytime his name is being mentioned. But when you see another Christian doing so, you will start talking. The same thing that has been said all this while against Evangelist Ebukobi. If you hear anybody saying it about Father Mbaka, what are you going to do? Be honest. Let us tell ourselves the truth now. This is heart-to-heart talk. Share this video. Click on like and love if you wish to. Let us be honest. Every single thing that has been said about Evangelist Ebukobi in the recent time, every single thing that has been said about Evangelist Ebukobi in recent time, if it's being said about your own favorite spiritual father, are you going to be okay and cool with it? What will be your reaction? We have seen how you have been reacting over small issues. What happened if the level of accusation that has been leveled against this man in recent time, what happened if it's being leveled against your favorite pastor or prophet or father? What are you going to do? That is when you are going to realize. You will realize. You will realize the enormity. Imagine the audacity of putting the picture of Jeremiah. You might as well say that Jeremiah has paid me. Because all this while, it has been Evangelist Ebukobi and Zion Ministry that has been paying me. So you might as well say that Jeremiah, Mercyland. This is even when I've remembered the name of the church. I've been thinking about it all this while. Mercyland, Abi Mercy City. That they have paid me. But remember, I spoke about him some time back also, when they rose up against him in terms of selling olive oil and selling holy water. Even those people who their pastor and their churches are also selling spiritual materials, they are also against Jeremiah for doing the same thing your pastor and your prophet are also doing. Why have these people successfully turned our head and jammed it together? They have tried to fight from outside. They have seen that it is difficult, them penetrating from outside. They decided to put confusion from within so that we can fight ourselves from within. And some of you are not seeing it. Some of you are not seeing it. Some of you who are Christians, your downfall and your bias started from the day you started feeling that Nambe Zion the wrong by standing up for their pastor. Hey, Biko, I even forgot that man on a live broadcast. Share this video. So, the greatest success Matthias Nando to record in recent time is not being able to penetrate through the church, but being able to collide our heads together to begin to fight each other. If you are not seeing it as a success, they successfully did that. They successfully did that. They have devised a means of successfully entering into any group of organization or saying or discussion that has to do with the church. They disguise themselves as either the adorers or the Zionites. That is why some of them will tell you, as you go, I am a Zionite, but as you go, I am this one, but those people are not any of those people. They are claiming. That is the truth. Look at the land issue. Some of them have successfully removed their wig now. They have become lawyers and judges because it is a church that is involved in Oku and Anipuna. How are you going to know the real Ndembishi indigens with the Umofeke Matayasi disguising themselves as Ndengopala, coming out to talk about the case they know nothing about, pretending that they know? They will ask you, are you from Ngopala? They are not even from anywhere closer to Imo State. Ebehasi, Iyaria Potanambra, Imo State, or that is how they squeeze themselves into every little Okupotalo, causing trouble and wahala everywhere. You will think that these are the real people you are fighting with, and that is how they spark up Ogo. What they are ensuring and waiting patiently now is to see what is happening in Ngobala grow into a full-blown Ogo, so that the ground of Hanakone will be established. I know all their plans. Now you don't know. I know all their plans. You are the one who is ignorant of their plans. Are you getting me? So they found out over the years that they cannot do anything to penetrate the church. They decided to throw a stone inside, building on every controversy that arose within the church, claiming to either be this or that, blowing it wide open so that there will be wahala in the building. That is how they all came together to decide that we need a black pope. I don't know how many Christians who appeal to them that a black pope is indeed needed, because it seems like that their judgment is black superiority. That is what they are. Are you getting me? That they forgot that the Christians they are fighting with here are also their fellow blacks. Because this white inferiority Hana fight, they forget that the white men who brought Christianity in Igbo left many years ago, leaving now this thing now in the hands of their fellow blacks. But that is how unintelligent they can be. They came out again from on their way going back to their route. Halfway. They all reversed their vehicle back, driving back to go and make sure that there is a black pope. I wonder what their business is in having a black pope, an Asian pope, an American pope, or an Inewi pope. What is their business there? What is their concern? Of what benefit will it be to them? Is it going to stop their going back to their root agenda? The answer is no. They come together, constituting nuisance here and there, and in the hand of everything, 80%. I see the that is what I see. I see the hand of Jacob But the voice I keep hearing is that of Esau. Anna Mafaka Jacob, correct me here. Correct me here if I'm wrong. Or the hand of Esau or the voice of Esau. I see the hand of Esau, but the voice I am hearing always is that of Jacob. That is what I see in every fracas reporter from anywhere or any avenue after how you build their propaganda. That is the same thing they are doing to Ogechi. Maybe Ogechi. I keep seeing the hand of Esau, but the voice of Jacob. That is what I see. Because Ogechi Daloha, Mano, Ogechi Daloha for left, right, and center. They said, for you dealing with us in such a way, we will team up with everybody to make sure that we cage you. That is what I see. That was how they all quickly ran to go and support Ijele. Also, they all became lovers of Ijele. But these are the people who hated Ijele with passion. You want to go? You want to go? That is how I keep seeing them from anywhere. So if you are not seeing them, then it means you are blind. I keep seeing them. The same people regrouping themselves in different ways. But don't get it twisted. The agenda and the goal is definitely one place. But the devices here have Galago. That is what you are seeing. Do not be ignorant of the devices of the evil one. You are being driven away, but you don't know. I know why I always use Nwaikuku as an example. Because the same way you see Zionite queen, Obi Zion, Kelafa this one, hey, Kelafa this guy, Zion Nafaha. That is the same way he is answering Nwaikuku. Who are the Nwaikuku? Nwaikuku wunde adorers Nwaikuku. He is proud to always stand and defend Nwaikuku. But he gets frowned when you stand up to defend Zionite, to defend Zion as a Zionite. What does it make of him? It's a question. Or before they make, or just make. And when I look at that guy, I laughed. I said it before. I was coming down to the east. I was speaking with him on phone until for over 1 hour to 2 hours until I got to Asaban. Almost head bridge. I was talking with him until Motai by Second Niger Bridge. What was he telling me? The same thing you are doing is what you are telling me not to do. The same thing you are doing is what you are telling me not to do. I am even more better than you if we say, let us talk about that. Yes, I know why I say so. But let it be a topic for another day. So, who are those people behaving like cultists? Who are those people behaving like cultists? God, thank you. Ask yourself, who is he? How is he behaving? If what those Zionites, if what those people that worship in the Mercy City or Mercy Land are exhibiting is a character of cultist, it means you are the same thing yourself. That is who you are also. Yeah? So when are all of you going to sit down and think? When are all of you going to sit down and think? Look at how Matthias Mandutwe successfully turned you people as in-house enemy. Those days, we shared thoughts alike against a common people we perceive to be common enemies. They ended up dividing you not along ethnic lines, but around denomination and the men of God, where you think your own cannot be corrected. If you say your own cannot be corrected, Kukuma leave my own for me. Yes. If you said nobody has the power to talk to your own, don't even talk about my own. It is more like saying you can correct my father and talk at my father the way you want, but I dare not open my mouth to talk about your father. Iya halela mbajiako na ekwu udo ofuki ihe wolu. Imemezie mbajiako ela mbajiako na ekwu udo. Iwolo ofu. So I laugh at you, even though two Matthias that always come out to say, you people are fighting for God. Look, you have not even seen more ngwaga aija apota ebia nuruchukwu ogu. Chelu, mgbe ngwaga iyeje nuruchukwu ogu to challenge my sword. You people will begin to see. You have always wanted to reduce the church to nothing, where they cannot talk, where they cannot do anything. That is the only part where we know that no my Bible. The only part of the Bible where you people know is the part that said that is the part that said the only part that we justify Uzuzu. But that part is really a half year. That part is really a half year. That party do against a lot of things will name a half year, but the only part you will quickly rush to go and preach is the part that justify Mpoku. The only part you will quickly go and see the church may arrest is the part that is going to make the church to become weak. That is why the weak nature of the then Christianity is why a lot of Christians was died in the north. Imagine if the quality of Christians we have then are the type we have now. Because they said that right from the days of the John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent ones taken it by force. Yes. So, from the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence. I have one attack, but I am now. That is also the part of the scripture we have activated now. So you know. So stop going back and forth. The only part of Bible is that one that will make the church weak, so that your oppression will stand. Aye we gazelle keta na ye nwere ebuwe mfo na ye do na nkwa krikoko na egwu ahụ na agba ahụ kwuru na asịrị na ọ na-eme alụsị kpakara ike agwa ya osisi eji wee tụọ ịghọtara. So Nwaikuku, my brother, this is a test of integrity for you. I want to know if you are intentional in what you are doing. I want to know if you are intentional with what you are doing, or if you are actually acting out of ignorance. I challenge you to put the picture of Reverend Fadejike Mbaka and address him the same way you addressed Prophet Jeremiah. Now the same thing they both committed. No difference, the same thing. I challenge you. That is a test of integrity to you. You can't just come on Facebook and be talking. Otherwise, let it be clear that you are simply fighting other denominations among Christianity within Christian family. Let us see it that you are only projecting your spiritual father to be the most superior of them all. Let us take it like that. If you fail to address this same madness, follow na Land, if you fail to address the same madness in the video, na adoration ground. Yeah, this is the only time you are going to show who you are. I challenge you. Come and prove your integrity by addressing this same video where Mbaka, Father Mbaka is telling the adorers that this is the time I will be me. Owolo na ha kuo bi osregu bi nie no na pia hetari wore tari no bi nie. Abia no fuzo sinu in 1,000 ways we pia ba here. He said it. He said it. He said it. So I want to see how you are going to address that. Coming from the same ground where you feel your faith has been made to be strong. I want to see how you are going to address it. Remember, this is not about anybody. It is your word against your own word. That is why I always tell you people, choose your word. You what of you? Choose your word. It is your word against your word, man. It is your word against your word. Eh? You want to go? And I understand. The truth is that none of you guys, both you and Nwaikuku, are Christians because on our characters no be that of Christ, I swear. Because we have refused to tolerate your nonsense. Because we have refused to tolerate it today. That is why none of us behave like Christ. You expect us to behave like Christ, so that just like the same way he was dragged to the cross, you can drag all of us to the cross. Christ and go, and he has paid the price. He has given us the power now. We have given us the power now to conquer. And that power to conquer will not be exempted where you are. That is exactly what we are saying. Christ and go, so there will be no need for anybody to eye again in the hands of people like you. I am responding to you. You only see us that we are not behaving like Christ because we have decided not to be weak, so that Nzuzu will stand. Because all the Nzuzu do kono. But when we put you on a shell, you are going to put you on a shell. Allege all manner of things against a man of God. When the man of God reacts, he said, not suppose he will. Or you will not, but you are the same person who is supporting the justice. You are supporting it now. Even when a man of God said something in support of Ifa Haneme, because you hated Ogechi and you want her head, by all means, you will support it because that particular action you are condemning has been channeled to somebody. That is the only weakness. I mean, that is the only wrong today's church has done to you people. Because we have decided not to be weak anymore. Because we have decided to activate that part of the Bible before. Because we have decided to use every means within our means to maintain sanity. That is why we are not behaving like Christ. That is why we are not behaving like Christ. I pity some of you. I honestly pity some of you. But remember, it is no more business as usual. If you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. I actually agree with what Pastor Jeremiah or Prophet Jeremiah said. It was VDM who called him out. Let me tell you, all of us cannot be cowed into keeping quiet and silence. It was VDM who came out, and they called out Jeremiah, right? For doing what? For telling his members to, I ask myself, has he ever cautioned his own followers? Has he ever cautioned the rattles? for always standing up against anybody who tries to say his or her opinion against him, about him. Has he ever cautioned them? He is fighting for democracy, no intimidation. Nobody is going to claim to be the omni-know-it-all in Nigeria. Law must be equal. Everybody has right and freedom to speak. That is what he stands for. Is he going to say that he is not, or he is ignorant of some behaviors of some of the rattlers, not all of them? Because each time he wants to go against somebody, he will instruct the rattlers to go to the page of that person and be commenting, write this, instruction to rattlers. So if he can do that, if he can use rattlers to go against people who shares contrary opinion with him, or people who he wants to maybe no more phone or feel the right is all way. What difference could make Nyama and Jeremiah? I laugh at you people. But remember, this word they 12. Imagine what will happen now with one paramount ruler. No, if that is when you are going to see the real and true characters of all these guys. If you don't no, na more carry managing them, carry many zone you because majority of people opportunity. They will want their opinion to override that of every other person. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It was VDM who called Pastor Jeremiah out, and the Nwaikuku copied it immediately. Now, have you seen where the rattles are going after somebody? Have you seen? Do you want me to show you a video where VDM is commanding the rattles to go after somebody? Do you want me to show you the video? So you are right in doing that, but Jeremiah is not right in instructing his members to rise up against people who comes to talk down on what they are doing. Do you know where you are now? You might as well tell me that Father Mbaka had the right in exhorting the adorers to rise up against people who talk about him and their adoration ground. But Evangelist Kobi is wrong to do the same, and Pastor Jeremiah is wrong to do the same, and VDM is right to do the same. I Helena. Biko, kototo amala yemma, ezioku kaiga neku. Okay, for ezioku. We will keep saying the truth. Yes. We will keep saying the truth. Royal Chris, Jagodu Yenni Onam, Jerry Godun na Chefogo, Mirisha Lumni, Wemaloni Yenyolo. A other go, Jagodu Yenni need very important that you go and eat. A hotel. Irichani. Iwe Chawoni Yenyolo. A water go. So can you hate what? Ezioku Kaiga Neku. And Ezioku Haye Wenata, if you are possible. Not Ezugo. Not Ezugo. I wish in Ifugo that not Ezugo. That is how they all gathered together to oppress Ogeshi. And they, okay, actually, we need to go and look for job from reason to block you. But it is time to use the net and fish Ofekendo Kago out of this page. When I say go and look for job, call me, I will give you job. I did not block you because that is the usual national anthem we are used to. In fact, Onyala ya sego ni Onyala. Oyena anyokada ya sego. Bulu nkwa machine na, or nkwa moto ga si ebe apo. Meanwhile, ino na moto ana go de. And the nyangwa bu machine ana 700,000. So, I ignored you then. But now that you have speaking the language, I think it's time to permanently move you out of this page. Kachineke wolake dozi okwa. You want to go? You want to go? I cannot be cowed. I repeat it again. Yes. If you believe in this life, I will go to is Emari fire we megu odowoma emenayo na-enye onye ọzọ mana nke ahụ ịma na emelu ọ ya adịwo mma emenayo onye ọzọ ịghọtago emenayo onye ọzọ and ọ karịghị etu a. If you don't see life just like that, is that not how all the people who gather every day to say government do what is right, government do what is right, allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free trial to come and answer for his destiny? If you think they keep shouting it every day, ụfọdụ n'ime ha eburu ite ebele oke ite jee na court, jee na constitute nuisance, jee na ezusugharị na Abuja. The same people has recruited against a similar injustice, and they are even celebrating it. They are even celebrating it. And I will ask a very intelligent question here. A very intelligent question. A court that was supposed to sit by 9, and the vehicle left the prison before 9. How did the vehicle get to the court by 11? We know. So you know. If I repeat, a vehicle, a court that is supposed to sit by 9, a vehicle left before 9, actually a pretty time before 9, and arrived the court by 11. What happened? There is no fuel. They ran a longer distance. There was traffic somewhere. Those are the puzzle that needs to be unraveled. And some people are seated somewhere celebrating this, celebrating it. Hey, allow him a fair trial. Why do you keep applying a delay tactics? Why are you shifting? They even go to Abuja and they were carrying Okite everywhere. They disgrace you. They were fell. That judgment you supported elsewhere will always come back in different ways to haunt you. That judgment you supported elsewhere will always find its way back to haunt you. You know what I go? Okay, here to our onye na-aza afa n'ụmụnna m afọ otutu ya ewu n'ụwa ka anyị nọ, n'ụwa ka anyị nọ. Nwekwa onye mmazala afa afọ otutu ya ewu anasa mbala onye nke ọzọ zaa afa n'okpuru eze anyị wee sị tụwazie n'ụga ebe ọnụ na-achọrọzi ikwu eziokwu, tụwazie n'ụga, tụrụ n'ụga galazie. So, are you truly seeking for justice as of justice to do the right thing? Eh? Or are you... Anyway, I want to run a program separately about Oge. I don't want to squeeze it into this program. You know, that I saw that. But one thing I'm telling you is that when I look at the characters of some of our brothers, I will begin to laugh. The audacity of always living a double sword life on Facebook here. Sometimes I feel that some of you name me now followers who are genuinely following you people, who will live and do more fake. Because how can you not clearly ask questions? How can you not clearly ask questions? Somebody has led you to a direction. While you are about to settle there, he led you again to another place. You are trying to comprehend why he took you from that place. He is directing you to another place. Personal interest here, only use you a follower as a tool. He will use you a follower. Obviously, 300,000 followers, 400,000 followers. Those are tools to achieve his personal interest and not collective. If you look at it in all ramifications, it is there because of their interest, it is because of their personal interest that you kept on conflicting. They take you to here, they tell you no, Zion has this, you go there, he takes you back again to tell you no, he takes you back again. His interest determines the direction you go. You don't even have a mind of your own. Your mind is flat at the surface of this phone. He operates, he operates, he operates you and manipulates you anywhere and anyhow he wants. And you always succumb. You listen, and you dey chuche on your own. When the message is consistent, at least you hear this one today, you are trying to compare, he hammers another one tomorrow. The message are not consistent. Over the time, you build on it. But what happens when the person said A today, you are trying to accept the reality of A today, tomorrow, B. You are trying to comprehend why we have moved from A to B, or take it out to C. He is gliding to Z, and you are there like swinging your head like this, swinging your head like this. He said that no go wonyago or no nyago. He said that no nyago they use or no they use one. Like in the case of Anango Bala, two people involved are using themselves. Those from Matthias' side are using Ifa as an instrument to get to Zion, because they objected Zion even establishing in the first place. Then use Matthias as a number to get to evangelism. So I see the two sides using themselves. So where in some cases where you will find people using other people ignorantly, or they will be using you. In the case of Ijele, Ndotu Matthias used Uriye because he was not wise to see that these guys are not my followers. These guys has been the same people who wish the worst to happen to me because I am speaking against IPOB. He refused to see it. They used him and they dumped him. Was that even why they were expecting us to abandon Oge? We cannot abandon Oge. We are standing solidly behind her. There is a difference here because we did not use her. Rather, we share the same ideology. That is from my own perspective anyway. So, I am coming back. Let me celebrate my big uncle, Chief Sir Godwin Dike, Godike International. Nature battery. Jena trade fair. You know, na trade fair. Batana Chopo Godike. Actually, the first plaza donor, first gate, trade fair main gate. Plaza donor, exactly main gate, trade fair. If you come in, that plaza door by the right, that is GDK Plaza. Jeba. Different types of battery. Even solar battery. Even solar battery, solar panel, inverter, everything you need to mount the solar on at your house. Jane at that place, whoever he go here. Let us celebrate him today. I wish him long life, prosperity. I wish him more successes. May God guide and protect him. Also, fans, help me to celebrate my big uncle. Happy birthday, sir. I don't know.